a couple things came up my feed today, so I watched one, and then I came across another one that was about non-dualism, non-duality. And it's one of these topics that I have a lot of trouble with, but it is a pretty popular topic. Non-dualism includes a number of philosophical spiritual traditions that emphasize the absence of fundamental duality or separation in existence. The viewpoint questions the boundaries conventionally imposed between self and other, mind and body, observer and observed, and other dichotomies that shape our perception of reality. Non-dualism emerges as a central teaching across various belief systems, inviting individuals to examine reality beyond the confines of dualistic thinking. Right. That's a perfect description as far as I'm concerned. But I've had a number of, sort of bizarre experiences of non-dualism. And I do think, it's clearly, to me, it's like a meditation experiment. I don't know how I feel about it because I guess I'm still attached to this idea that while it might be useful in the same way that like squats are useful if you're trying to strengthen your body, I don't know, are squats practical in the real world? And yeah, so the answer, I guess I wanted to talk about this because I need to work it out for myself. I am inviting people, steelman it for me. Make it make sense in a way that outside of what I've just said, in the sense that it's a good exercise to do. Because all things are connected. But this whole idea of non-dualism as a practical, real aspect of reality, there's experiences of naked awareness, I think, that people have. I've had them, people have them. But I think that's very different than non-dualism as a feature of reality. It's a tough thing to talk about, I think, for anyone, even people who are really well versed in the subject. But I don't know, because it's possible that I'm overlooking part of this. Maybe it is more than an exercise. My experience in the spirit realm, for lack of a better term, I still had my identity. I certainly was aware, and I had a body. I still felt like me. There was a contrast, between what I was experiencing and my normal human life on Earth. Pretty monumental contrast. A lot of times when I think about spiritual issues in terms of the spirit realm, chakra work, all the things that people get into when they're trying to balance themselves out through non-material means, let's say. And yeah, when you're in the spirit realm, there's an interconnectedness that you just know. There's a lot of things that you just know that I don't think can carry over into your human existence. When you're there, there's a sense that everything makes sense, and there's this kind of awareness that, of course you couldn't understand this, back on Earth. And the fact that I came back not fully understanding it, does sort of make sense if that's the case. That's what I felt when I was there, and then I wake up back here, and the memory of the dream is vivid, but there's blank spots. There's parts of it that I really just don't remember. I have a gist of what happened, but I don't remember the level of detail that I had when I was there. And that's a little frustrating, but I assume that just has something to do with the way reality works. It's not fully comprehensible by man. And I think that when you get into trying to experiment with non-dualism and these kind of things, it's an attempt to do something useful, probably. Though this idea that there's no good and evil There's no separation between self and other. Clearly, how we experience the world is completely different. And yeah, like, would I try to develop a way to exercise that idea that there's no self and there's no other and that we're all one? I don't know that it's true on every level, because we experience reality in a pretty specific way, and there's a lot of limitation to how we experience it. Yeah, I mean, I guess I hear people say things like, I was listening to this guy today, and he's like, there's no observer. So yeah, I have some trouble with non-dualism. Sometimes it is presented as like this holy grail of spiritual development, you know. I don't know, man, maybe I'm just not in deep enough with some of these people to really understand what they're getting at. I guess I'm trying to see what other people think, because I've not really had a lot of conversations with people about it. It's good or bad, it just is. Nobody has any thoughts about this. That was perfect. Nobody has any thoughts about this. It's true. That's hilarious. So, yeah, it's exactly, I think, the problem I'm having with it. You can't think about it. Like, you experience it, and I guess that's where I'm tripping. I guess they are really just meditation tools. They're like, but it's something to aim at, maybe during meditation. And there's a lot of things that you aim at in meditation that are kind of weird, or the usefulness is not obvious. I actually fell into the trap.